Let's begin. So vocabulary notebook, catch up. Learning tip, writing definitions. When you learn a new expression, write a definition to help you remember it. We have an example. Okay, let me see. Diana, can you read this, please?
Okay, if you struggle with a class, you have a difficult time, for example, because the work is hard, there's too much to do.
Okay, now what you had to do was decipher these guys. Okay, now this complete the definitions with the correct form of the expressions in the box. These expressions. Now, what do you have for number? Well, I'm sorry. This one, it's already given. If you raise your hand, you put it in the air to get someone's attention. For example, when you want to ask a question in class. What about number 2?
If you got up and you catch up on your work, you can do other things you are supposed to do.
If you
I
what?
have other answer.
What's the answer?
Fall behind on your work.
That's right. Fall behind. Okay. Thank you very much. Number 3.
Leave a question blank.
Leave a question blank. Next.
Count forward.
Tests or assignments affect your grade?
Affect your grade?
I have count toward your final grade.
That's correct. Count toward. Your final grade. And number 5.
Affect your grade.
Number 5, what?
Affect your grade.
I have the same answer
Affect your grade.
as here.
And the last one?
Catch up on your work. Catch up on your work.
There. Perfect. Please, if you have different answers, go ahead and write the correct answers on your book, please. Tell me when you're finished. Next. There. Now write definitions for these expressions. Miss a class. If you miss a class, you
Don't take a class.
don't take
or drop a class. Don't take a class or drop a class.
Nope.
No?
No.
You don't take a class is incorrect?
Well, it could be one class. If you miss a class, you don't go to one class on one day. You don't drop because drop is different.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
All right. Now, next, number 2. If you complete a question, you
give the answer to that question.
what?
Give the answer to that question.
Give the answer. Okay. You write the answer, right?
Write the answer.
Yeah. Next, if you turn in a test,
Deliver somebody a test. Deliver to somebody a test.
to somebody, no.
No?
To somebody, no.
Or deliver,
No,
only
no
deliver a test, no?
No, you give the finish to whom? Not somebody, not just anybody. To whom?
To the teacher.
The teacher. Okay, number 4, finish a test. If you finish a test,
Complete a test. You complete a test.
you complete.
Complete a test.
Okay. And if you complete a test, you write all the answers, right? There. Thank you, guys. Let's go for the next one. Word builder. Find the meanings of these expressions. So let's do that here. Attend a class.
I write only take a class.
Okay. Drop a class.
Miss a class.
Nope, that's not miss a class.
No.
Somebody else, please.
Don't take a class.
Don't take a class.
Mhm.
Guys, can you please compare what do you have for these definitions, please? Hello, guys. Liliana, Lucelena, Araceli, Diana, Eduardo, Leslie, Mari Carmen. Hello. Can you compare your answers, please? Nothing? Okay, hold on.
Don't attend a class. Drop a class.
Nope, it's not. Don't
A
attend.
class.
Attend a class, maybe it can be when you go to the school or a class and you take the some.
Okay, let's begin with number 1, guys. Please compare your answers. Begin with number 1. Please. Because Liliana was talking about drop a class. So everybody, let's concentrate on the first one. Number 1, please attend a class.
Maybe take a class.
Guys, can you compare what do you have? But nothing has nothing. Okay. So let's do this. So attend the class.
Take a class.
Go to class. It's not take a class. Next, drop a class.
Don't go to
It's
class.
leave a class.
Leave.
Miss
Yes.
class.
No, it's not miss class.
Don't go to class.
Don't, nope, it's not attend. Come on, guys. Quit a class. What is
Drop,
quit a class? That's why you need to write your definition, because with synonyms, you don't get a full understanding. Please, you have several examples on the vocabulary notebook. On this first part, you have the example right here. If you raise your hand, you put it in the air. A full example, not just synonyms, because then it will be different for you. Here we have more examples. Miss a class. If you miss a class, you don't go to one class one day. So once again, please, can you give me a full sentence? Not just take a class or drop a class. A full sentence, please.
If you attend a class, you go to school.
You go to what?
School.
School. And
If you drop a class, it's because you don't want to go to class.
take the class. That's a little more complete. If you attend a class, you go to school and take your class. How does that sound for you guys? Is that too complicated?
No.
No? Okay. Is this okay? Now, what is the meaning of attending a class? Attending a class is basically assisting, showing up. For example, today. Yes, let me, I'm gonna erase everything. Is that okay? Can I erase everything? I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yes.
Okay. Now, for example, this class, okay? Did you register for this class today?
No, because yesterday I missed class.
No, I meant register. Asking the school for the information and writing your name on a register. Registering.
Okay. So you are asking if we already registered to this class?
No, I'm asking if you registered today.
No, it's not my case.
No, you didn't register today. You registered about 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then today is a normal class. And attending is coming to your scheduled class. If you don't come today, then you miss a class. So attending and missing, so opposite.
You take attendance? Teacher, do you take attendance every day?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
But don't worry about it. That's for me to try and put you to work a little more. It's not for grades. But what I'm trying to say is attendance is coming to your class. Yes, that's attendance.
Okay.
So if you come on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, attendance. Miss a class is one day that you don't come to class. And drop.
Okay. But it's different to miss or don't take.
Yes. Take a class. You can also say it when you register. So take has that second meaning. It has two meanings. Take a class means register or go and sit and observe the class. Attend the class means assisting, showing up, going to class. Attendance, assisting, presence, attendance.
Stay in class.
Missing is be in class, attendance. Miss is the opposite. Miss is not be present,
But the
not attending.
synonym of drop a class, synonym of
Quit,
miss,
quit,
quit. Okay.
quit.
Is incorrect.
No
miss
more
or
class.
don't take.
No more. Yes, it's different.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, there. That's what I was trying to get to. Is that better, guys? Drop means no more class ever again. That is drop.
Okay. Quit.
Okay.
Quit, yes. Guys, Eduardo, Dayana, Ismael, Araceli, Leslie, Mari Carmen, Liliana, Luz Elena.
Yes, teacher.
Please apologize us, teacher, because we are not getting into this.
That's because you didn't take the time to actually look for the definitions, did you?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, okay.
That's totally true.
All right, so we have attend a class and we have drop a class. What about fail a class? What is fail a class?
When you don't pass the class.
If you fail a class,
When you don't pass the grade, when you don't achieve,
don't pass a class.
when you don't pass to the next level, correct?
Correct. Correct.
There, okay. What about handing an assignment?
When you submit, when you deliver an activity.
When you submit, I like your word, but let's make it in a bit more simple expressions. When you
Finish, when you hand in an assignment.
Yeah, when you turn in, is that okay for you guys? Or
exactly.
Turn in, or maybe when you give your homework to who, guys? Who do you give your homework to?
Teacher.
Teacher.
Your teacher. Now here we can have a couple of other expressions. Instead of give, we can say turn in. Oh my gosh. Now we can say another one, another expression. What expression did you say, Maria Carmen?
About turning, submit.
Submit. That is also correct. Submit. All of these expressions are the same.
It's also correct to use the word deliver, or is deliver just for...
This one won't be delivered. Deliver is when you take something that is not yours to somebody who wants it.
To give it back.
Not to give it back, just to give it to the rightful place. It's
a
also
pizza, for example. A pizza is delivered?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Right.
You're very welcome. Okay. Great, thank you very much. Let's continue with the last one. Repeat a class or a grade.
If you repeat a class or grade, you take the same class once again.
Awesome. That was beautiful. Thank you. Guys, did everybody
Thank
catch
you,
that?
teacher.
Yes, no, maybe?
Can you repeat, please?
Please, can you repeat? Was that Liliana?
Uh-huh. If you repeat a class or grade, you take the same class once again.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's go for the next one, guys. Next homework. It was this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, complete the anecdote with the verbs given. Use one simple past and one past perfect verb in each sentence. Okay. This is pretty easy. It says one simple past, one past perfect in each sentence. So here, that's one sentence. So I need one simple past. I don't know where. I need, in these two, I need one simple past and one past perfect. How do I know? My cues are right here. Simple past is a completed event in the past. Past perfect, what is past perfect? It's a previous event before the simple past event. So an older event. Past perfect is an older event or the past of the past. Okay, now we need to look at the context. Right before I moved here, lost my job. What is happening with these sentences? We have the expression before.
First, I lost my job, and after I moved here. So I moved in past tense, and the other answer is had lost.
That's right. Right before I moved here, I had lost my job. Very good.
I changed my. Teacher, I just changed my answer with your explanation.
Thank you
But
very much.
my homework, I had moved and lost two in past, two answer in past, but I correct with your explanation.
Me too.
That's good. Thank you. Let's continue, guys. No, next, I not have an interview for weeks. So this is the sentence right here. Right there. We need one simple past and one past perfect.
Well, I hadn't had.
I hadn't had.
I hadn't had.
I have not had.
Hadn't had or had not had is correct. Hadn't had an interview for weeks and I
Was.
Was.
Very good. Concerned, you know. Next. The next one begins here and it ends here. Right there. So what do we have? We have this guy and this guy.
I had talked.
I thought, I thought,
I thought
I thought about.
I write past perfect.
I had thoughts.
I
thought
have thought, yes. I had, no, that's incorrect. I had thought about going back to school, but actually
I didn't want.
I didn't
I didn't want to, yes. I didn't want to. Then out of the blue, once again, we have the last two, one simple past and one past perfect.
got,
Got
got.
I got an email from an old friend that I
Had in contact.
hadn't
Hadn't
contact.
contact.
hadn't contacted in ages. There you go. Please write your answers on your book or your notebook, take your notes, and let's continue with the next exercise, please. Ready?
Almost
Yes,
ready,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you, teacher.
Perfect. Let's go for the next one. Now, let me see. Luz Elena, can you help me read this, please?
Yes, teacher. Yes, complete the rest of the anecdote with the past perfect or, past perfect continuous form
Continuous.
of the verb given. Some continuous form of the verbs given. Sometimes both are possible. Then take turns retelling the story to a partner.
Very good. Now, past perfect or past perfect continuous. Now, it doesn't say about sentences. We just need to check the context and decide what's the difference between past perfect and past perfect continuous. Okay, first of all, they both are older events or the past of the past. But with one difference from the other is that the past perfect, this is a completed event in the past. While the past perfect continuous was an ongoing event. Of course, as usual. There, I'm gonna leave it right there. Now let's check out the first sentence and let's begin looking for our cues, our time expressions, our context. And just so you know, it's the same story as this guy over here. He lost his job. He hadn't had an interview. He was concerned. He thought about going to school, but he didn't want to. And then out of the blue, he got an email from a friend that he hadn't contacted in ages. And it turned out that he
Had started up.
yes. What do we have? Do we have something that was completed in the past or something that was happening continuously in the past?
Complete the past.
Yes. So we write the past perfect. Had started up. Next.
Next. Has been
Has
struggled.
been struggling.
Again. One more time, guys.
Has
Had
been struggling.
been struggling. There. Next.
Didn't count.
Didn't
Hadn't,
found. Hadn't.
hadn't found.
Hadn't found anyone suitable. Well, actually, he
Had hired.
had hired one woman, but she
Had quit. Quit it.
had quit. Only had quit.
Quit.
After the first month because she
Hadn't been able to. Hadn't been.
hadn't been able to. And in being able to travel so much. Continue. Anyway, I
Had been looking for.
had been looking for. Had been looking. Had been looking for a job in sales. There you go, guys. Those are our answers. Please write your answers on your notebook or your book, your notes. Take your picture and let's continue. Let me know when you're finished, please. Ready?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, teacher.
Oh, go ahead, mister, please.
Oh, yeah. I already take a picture. Yeah.
Awesome, let's go. Now, listening and speaking, it just goes to show. What did this saying mean? Check the ones you agree with. Please put your initial next to the sentence you agree with. Please, come on. There are 9 of you today. I need to see 9 initials, please. Thank you, Mari Carmen. Thank you, Liliana. Somebody else? Thank you, Eduardo. Araceli, thanks, Araceli. Thank you, Eduardo. 5 more, guys. Mari Carmen, okay. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you very much. Okay, excellent. There you go. So, okay, Mari Carmen, you agree with all of them? Who's this? Thanks, Lucelena. Thank you very much.
Yes, teacher. We can say that it's about philosophy.
Yeah. All right. I'm missing Araceli. No, Araceli is here. Diana. Is this you? No, Ismael, thank you. This is Araceli, Leslie, and Diana. There you go. Thank you. Ismael. I have everybody? Yeah, I think it's everybody. Okay, perfect. Listen to 3 stories. How will each story end? The exercise is listen to the story and tell me which of these is the end to each story. Which of these sentences is the end to each story? We'll have to write a number on it. Okay, so story number 1, write number 1 on the sentence that you think is the end. And let's do number 1 so we can check how this works.
Page 33. 3. Listening.
You were sick the
Stories 1 through 3. Conversation 1.
So how are you doing? You were sick the last time I saw you.
Oh, I'm fine now, thanks. It was awful, though. I ended up staying in bed for 3 whole days. I was just so exhausted because I'd been doing too much.
You're always doing too much.
I know. But I had all those exams, so I'd been studying every night. And on top of that, I'd been training for a track meet and doing some volunteering and everything.
So, have you caught up on everything now?
Well, I have a paper to turn in, but, I've learned my lesson. I'm not taking on so much next semester. You can't do everything, I guess. And,
Conversation 2.
Okay, guys, that was number 1. How do you think that story ends?
She will get stressed because of the stuff
No,
that she's
here are the
doing.
sentences. The
Okay.
sentences are right here. Yeah.
Life's too short.
Life's too short.
Life's too short. This one right here. So this will be number 1. Okay, we'll continue
Yes.
listening to everything. There are 2 more stories, only 3 stories total. So 2 more stories, and you need to write down the number on each sentence, okay?
Yeah, there was this girl in our class who didn't seem at all friendly. I don't know, she always seemed a bit cold and not very friendly. Not the kind of person I'd hang out with.
Yeah?
And I'd never really spoken to her or anything. And anyway, I was out of school for a week. My parents had been planning this trip to Mexico, and they'd asked me to go along. So, of course...
Well, of course you went.
And so I'd missed a lot of classes, and I'd fallen behind on everything.
Oh, and it's always hard to catch up on stuff.
It is. But you know what? While I was away, this girl had saved all the handouts and notes for me. The whole week. So yeah, she helped me catch up on everything. It just goes to show.
Conversation 3.
I heard you quit college. Is that true?
Yeah, partway through my second year. My parents were furious, of course. They thought I was throwing my life away. But I'd been struggling the whole year, and I just knew it wasn't for me.
Well, you're not the only one. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about people who quit school, and they go on to do some amazing things.
It's true. And I'd been getting sick, from all the worry about exams and everything, and it was affecting my grades. And actually, I just knew I wanted to do my own thing.
So what have you been doing?
Well, I've been working for this local theater. I'd only been out of school for a few weeks when the job came up, and I just love it. So, yeah, you have to follow your dream. There's no point wasting time doing things just because people expect you to do them.
All right, guys, please go ahead and share with your classmates your opinions. What's number one, what's number two, and what's number three?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Letter B, you've got to stop and smell the roses. Is that an idiom or it's a literal expression?
Well, you can take it literally and as the form of an idiom.
Because if I interpret the right way, this phrase, I can say it to me, the first conversation, it's about letter B. So that's why I'm not pretty sure.
Well, it's okay. What do you think? What's number two?
I think the number two will be the letter A.
Letter A, number two?
Yes.
And what's number three?
Maybe life's too short.
I think
this is number three?
Yeah.
And what would be number one then?
Teacher, can we hear the audio number one?
Yeah, can we listen the audio again?
Page 33. The sayings above, 1 through 3. Conversation 1.
So, how are you doing? You were sick the last time I saw you.
Oh, I'm fine now, thanks. It was awful, though. I ended up staying in bed for 3 whole days. I was just so exhausted because I'd been doing too much.
You're always doing too much.
I know. But I had all those exams, so I'd been studying every night. And on top of that, I'd been training for a track meet and doing some volunteering and everything.
So, have you caught up on everything now?
Well, I have a paper to turn in, but, I've learned my lesson. I'm not taking on so much next semester. You can't do everything, I guess. And,
Conversation 2.
Yeah, there was this girl in our class who didn't seem at all friendly. I don't know, she always seemed a bit cold and not very friendly. Not the kind of person I'd hang out with.
Yeah?
And I'd never really spoken to her or anything. And anyway, I was out of school for a week. My parents had been planning this trip to Mexico, and they'd asked me to go along. So, of course...
Well, of course you went.
So I'd missed a lot of classes, and I'd fallen behind on everything.
Oh, and it's always hard to catch up on stuff.
It is. But you know what? While I was away, this girl had saved all the handouts and notes for me. The whole week. So yeah, she helped me catch up on everything. It just goes to show.
Conversation 3.
I heard you quit college. Is that true?
Yeah, partway through my second year. My parents were furious, of course. They thought I was throwing my life away. But I'd been struggling the whole year, and I just knew it wasn't for me.
Well, you're not the only one. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about people who quit school, and they go on to do some amazing things.
It's true. And I'd been getting sick, from all the worry about exams and everything, and it was affecting my grades. And actually, I just knew I wanted to do my own thing.
So what have you been doing?
Well, I've been working for this local theater. I'd only been out of school for a few weeks when the job came up, and I just love it. So, yeah, you have to follow your dream. There's no point wasting time doing things just because people expect you to do them.
All right. What do you think? 1, 2, and 3.
Number one is letter B.
Yes. I think the same.
Number two.
Number
Letter
two,
is letter A.
A.
Yes.
And number three.
Life is
Life
short.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's check it out. Listen to the complete conversations.
Page 33. 3. Listening and speaking.
Saw you.
Oh, I'm fine now, thanks. It was awful, though. I ended up staying in bed for 3 whole days. I was just so exhausted because I'd been doing too much.
You're always doing too much.
I know. But I had all those exams, so I'd been studying every night. And on top of that, I'd been training for a track meet and doing some volunteering and everything.
So, have you caught up on everything now?
Well, I have a paper to turn in, but, I've learned my lesson. I'm not taking on so much next semester. You can't do everything, I guess. And, you've got to stop and smell the roses.
Conversation 2.
Yeah, there was this girl in our class who didn't seem at all friendly. I don't know, she always seemed a bit cold and not very friendly. Not the kind of person I'd hang out with.
Yeah?
And I'd never really spoken to her or anything. And anyway, I was out of school for a week. My parents had been planning this trip to Mexico, and they'd asked me to go along. So, of course...
Well, of course you went.
And so I'd missed a lot of classes, and I'd fallen behind on everything.
Oh, and it's always hard to catch up on stuff.
It is. But you know what? While I was away, this girl had saved all the handouts and notes for me. The whole week. So yeah, she helped me catch up on everything. It just goes to show, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Conversation 3.
I heard you quit college. Is that true?
Yeah, partway through my second year. My parents were furious, of course. They thought I was throwing my life away. But I'd been struggling the whole year, and I just knew it wasn't for me.
Well, you're not the only one. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about people who quit school, and they go on to do some amazing things.
It's true. And I'd been getting sick, from all the worry about exams and everything, and it was affecting my grades. And actually, I just knew I wanted to do my own thing.
So what have you been doing?
Well, I've been working for this local theater. I'd only been out of school for a few weeks when the job came up, and I just love it. So, yeah, you have to follow your dream. There's no point wasting time doing things just because people expect you to do them. Life's too short.
Awesome, guys. Perfect. That's working okay? Now, what life lessons have you learned? Take turns telling about an important life lesson you've learned. Example, I've learned to think positively. In high school, I've been applying to lots of different colleges, and that's just an example. Now, let's go in teams so you guys can share a bit about your lives. There. Eduardo, Liliana, Mari Carmen, can you please stay? And Araceli, Dayana, Ismael, please go to room 2. Leslie and Lucelena, please go to room 3. Please. Go ahead, guys. Eduardo, Liliana, Mari Carmen, begin, please.
Yes, teacher. Who wants to
Yeah,
start?
sure.
Lily or
Okay.
Eduardo.
Well, me. Okay, I've learned about think positive and be better every day. And it doesn't matter what happened, I won't stop. What about you?
I have learned.
Yeah,
I'm
Lily.
sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no. Go ahead, Lily. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you. I have learned I don't do wish people respect. Life is short, too short.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. In my case, what I've learned for a long time is that we need to keep walking forward, even though difficulties or situations we are dealing with, they seem to be every day very complicated. And the point here is that we have to keep walking forward to reach our goals in this case, because I've been struggling for a lot of time about being given or being judged by people who do not really even know about myself, and they just judge me and they gossip about me and they say you can do it. So I decided to say no, you are wrong, I can do it. So what I've learned is to keep walking forward.
That's a good one. I agree with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's sometimes it's difficult. And this part about the pandemic has taught to us that first, as Lily says, life is too short. We don't know really when we are not going to be here anymore, so that we have to enjoy, we have to live, obviously without hurting anyone, right? Because that's the idea, just to live in that part, right? In this case,
Yeah, life is too short to be blue.
yeah, exactly that. So that's something that I learned from the pandemic. I can say that unfortunately I learned that after this pandemic. That's something that I feel ashamed of because I'm 30 years and now I learned that.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
You could be
Okay,
happy, you
struggle
could be
for your
better. Yeah.
struggle for your goals.
Exactly.
Maricarmen?
Yeah, I'm just looking for them, and that's why I'm just trying to do my best. I can say that we all are doing that way, right? Because the other day we were talking about one of the, I don't know, it was achievements about this, just to get into complete the different levels. I don't know. I thought it was Eduardo, right? That you mentioned that about reaching your goals with the levels of English, and I consider it's part of.
All right, guys, let's continue. Here I have on this page in front of you the grammar extra little tab. Grammar extra, see page 149. Please go to your books, page 149. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's homework.
teacher.
That's homework. Yes, there are two exercises, time expressions and write 5 to 10 sentences about an interesting experience you've had. Okay, guys?
Yeah,
Do you have what? What did you say, mister?
No, nothing.
Okay, great. So don't forget, that's homework. Or did you do it?
I do it.
Who did it?
Yes, I did.
Me, Diana.
Diana. Okay, let's see. Who else did it, please?
Me, Araceli.
Excellent. Then let's go for it. What's number one? Last summer, I took a vacation in Australia. I didn't know much about the country because I
Never,
Never.
Never been there before.
never been there before.
never been there before.
Or
But I was really excited about the trip. A month before I left, things started to go wrong. I lost my camera and I didn't find it
Until after I bought a new one.
until after. Very good. I finally found my old camera in my suitcase. I'd put it there
earlier.
Earlier.
So I wouldn't forget it. A week before the trip, my boss gave me an urgent project to complete. I was exhausted
By the time.
By the time.
By the time. I have a problem, teacher.
Yeah.
The meaning of the by the time, I don't understand yet. By the time.
you have your, I am drawing a timeline. So we have the present, future, and the past. Okay. By is a preposition. By, which sometimes could be with or next to or close to or the reason for. It depends on the context. So by the time, it only means by the point in time, not specific. For example, let's say I finished it, okay? Right here. Right there is when you finish the project. Finish the project. Now, the sentence is, I was exhausted. Now, we need a time expression because that's a simple present, simple past of being, isn't it? That's a simple past expression right here. What we're missing is a time expression. What is a time expression? We can say, when I finished. We can say, after work. We can say, at 10 p.m. yesterday, or day before, or after work. So what we are looking for is a time expression. And by the time refers, that's what it does, refers to another time in another expression, in another sentence, or the sentence, in this case, we have the sentence already, the expression already in it. I was exhausted by the time I had finished it. So when were you exhausted? When you finished the project.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Yes? And next. The day I left, I felt stressed because I
Still hadn't packed.
Yeah. Next. A friend of mine drove me to the airport. He'd driven there a few times.
Previously.
Let me see. I think this is not the right one.
I have yet
already.
Let me see if this works previously, and that means that this is a friend of mine dropped me to the airport. He'd driven there a few times
Already.
already. So he thought he knew the way, but he got lost. By the time I got to the gate, most of the passengers had previously boarded the game. Here, it can be both, previously or already.
Yeah, because I got exactly the opposite. I had already there.
Yes, and luckily they hadn't closed the gate
Yet.
There, thank you guys. Now, the reason why I don't want this previously over here is because, I'm sorry, not already, previously. This one, I don't like it there because this adverb goes before the verb. It should be, he had previously driven there a few times. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
And can I erase everything?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Great. Next. Write 5 to 10 sentences about an interesting experience you had. Do you have your sentences? Look,
no.
Is
I write a short paragraph.
One story only. One story with 5 to 10 sentences. For example, right here. Yes? Go ahead.
I write a short paragraph.
You wrote.
I wrote, I'm sorry.
Very good. So last week I went to a new club. That's one sentence. All my friends had already been there. Another sentence, but I hadn't. That's right there are 3 sentences. You have to write about one story with 5 to 10 sentences. Do you have your stories?
No.
Nobody? Okay, then let's do that for homework.
Okay.
There, thank you. And that's it. All right, guys. Now that was the end of lesson B. How was it?
Good.
Yeah, was it good? What did we see? What is lesson B about?
It's about lesson of life.
Life lessons, yes.
Life lessons.
About life lessons, yes. Now, did you like the topic?
Yes.
Was it
Yes.
interesting?
Yes, it was.
Yes, okay. Did you learn something new?
Yes, that is.
Life lessons.
Yes.
Life lessons.
Yes, I did.
Do you remember which grammar did we look at?
The use of past perfect and past
About the
perfect
past.
continuous.
And simple past.
Simple past, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Perfect. Was it easy or was it a little bit complicated?
A little bit complicated.
A little bit. That means you need to study a little bit, okay?
Sometimes it's confused.
Sometimes confusing. But is it better now or is it still a little bit difficult?
Yeah, at the beginning was a little bit difficult, but I get it.
You got it. Perfect. What about you, Liliana? Is it better now or not yet?
It's better now.
It's better. Perfect. What about you guys? Ismael, Araceli, Leslie, Lucelena, Diana, Mari Carmen.
In my case, it's
sometimes I
yeah.
okay. Sometimes I confused the present past perfect and
Yeah.
the past simple past,
Yes.
and I write the wrong answer.
Okay. Guys, what do you do so you don't um, confuse those guys? What can we tell Luz Elena? No ideas? Well, the first and the most common uh, opinion or suggestion that I can give you, Luz Elena, is that simple past is when you talk about a simple story. Think about simple. Yesterday I had pizza for dinner. Last week I took an interesting class. Last month I had a difficult test. Simple. And the past perfect is not simple, it's more complex. And you can't have the past perfect without the simple past. So you need simple past, and then you can use the past perfect, because the past perfect is an older event. And to have the older event, first you need to have an old event. So you need to have two events. Yes, for example, you can say, last night I ate the pizza I had bought the week before. So those are the exercises about sequencing. When did they happen? If they happened yesterday or last week, and what happened before that. Does that help?
Yes, a little.
Okay, thank you guys. Now, please close your books. We need to get started on lesson C.
I close the book.
Can you repeat, Diana?
I close my book.
Perfect. Thank you. Now, let's see. Everybody close your books, please.
Yes, teacher.
There. Lesson C. Anyway, back to my story. What are these two men doing? They are having a conversation, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to have a conversation strategy. What strategy? Telling stories. So what conversation strategies do we use when we tell a story? Well, let's begin with this picture. What do you see in the picture?
A gear punishment with a punish.
Yeah. And this?
Oh my God, I did. Uh,
A typical.
A written pencil.
Yes, a chewed pencil, huh? Do you have a story from school?
Yes, I do.
I bet everybody has. All memory from school life. What are some of the most common school memories?
Win a prize.
The friends.
Yeah, friends. Winning a prize. What else?
lovers.
Lovers?
Maybe. Oh, maybe.
Okay. Did you have picture day in your school?
Not
Yes, I
exactly
did.
picture day, but it was a photo taken.
There were photo taken. There were photo Photos taken, that's right.
Mhm.
But at least your family always took pictures, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, the first day.
The first day, yes. What is in the picture?
Oh my gosh, it's me.
She goes to school very, very clean.
What you
And
expect
she come
versus the
back.
reality.
Yes. Expectation, reality. Okay. What about this?
About your first haircut?
Me? Yeah.
A haircut.
A haircut. Very good. What do you think they are talking about?
Maybe
Maybe something about school.
They race.
Okay. Now listen.
breaks.
What are they talking about?
Look at this old class photo. I mean, look at our hair.
I know. You should see one of my school photos. We'd forgotten it was picture day, and looking back, picture day was a big deal in our house. My mom showed the photos to everybody and sent them out to my aunts. I hated it.
No wonder.
Yeah, and she made me wear a shirt and tie. It's no wonder I hated it. But anyway, back to my story. So this one day, I went to school as usual, which means I hadn't combed my hair and I was wearing an old t-shirt. I mean, when I think about it, I was always really scruffy looking.
Yeah, me too. I didn't care how I looked back then.
No, me neither. So anyway, where was I?
You went to school on picture day all scruffy.
So what are they talking about?
About Juju.
About what?
About a
Juju.
picture.
About what?
she said something like Juju. Is that
Juju.
something that? I heard
Yeah, I
that.
think you mentioned it at the last
Juju.
paragraph. Yeah.
It's that something
Juju
related
is like a
to
good
luck?
year. Yeah.
Well, they're talking about the picture.
Picture. So specifically, what is the picture, mister? What is the picture?
School picture.
The picture, right? Now, what was very important for Brad's family? Listen and check.
Look at this old class photo. I mean, look at our hair.
I know. You should see one of my school photos. We'd forgotten it was picture day, and looking back, picture day was a big deal in our house. My mom showed the photos to everybody and sent them out to my aunts. I hated it.
No wonder.
Yeah, and she made me wear a shirt and tie. It's no wonder I hated it. But anyway, back to my story. So this one day, I went to school as usual, which means I hadn't combed my hair and I was wearing an old t-shirt. I mean, when I think about it, I was always really scruffy looking.
Yeah, me too. I didn't care how I looked back then.
No, me neither. So anyway, where was I?
You went to school on picture day all scruffy.
All right, guys. So what was very important for Brad's family? Can you hear me, guys? You
Yes.
couldn't hear what was important for Brad's family?
Yes, teacher. I don't know if it was my internet, but it was like cut off, so I didn't listen to the last part.
Okay. Well, another question. What did he have to do? No ideas. Well, open your books, please.
Look at this old class photo.
Open your books, page 34, so you can read and listen at the same time.
Look at this old class photo. I mean, look at our hair.
I know. You should see one of my school photos. We'd forgotten it was picture day, and looking back, picture day was a big deal in our house. My mom showed the photos to everybody and sent them out to my aunts. I hated it.
No wonder.
Yeah, and she made me wear a shirt and tie. It's no wonder I hated it. But anyway, back to my story. So this one day, I went to school as usual, which means I hadn't combed my hair and I was wearing an old t-shirt. I mean, when I think about it, I was always really scruffy looking.
Yeah, me too. I didn't care how I looked back then.
No, me neither. So anyway, where was I?
You went to school on picture day all scruffy.
All right, guys, let's take a look. I have Liliana is here. Lucelena,
Yes.
Araceli got disconnected. Diana, Eduardo, Leslie, Maria Carmen, and Ismael. All right, so there it is. Now, what was very important for Brad's family?
To share photos of that picture day.
Yes, my mom showed the photos to everybody sent. So what was important?
Him out.
What was very important?
To share them with family.
What?
To share them with family.
No, to share what?
Photos.
To share the photos.
Look at the question. What was very important? What?
To wear nicely.
That she look like no.
Nope.
She made me wear a shirt.
Nope. Nope. Yes, Miss Elena, picture day. Picture day was very important, okay?
Okay.
And what did he have to do?
He had to
wear a shirt and tie. Yes, that's the answer to the next question. Okay, notice how Brad interrupts his story to make a comment and comes back to it with expressions like this. Find examples in the conversation. So, interrupting a story. Looking back, when I look back, when I think about it. Coming back to the story. But so anyway, getting back to my story. Now, where are these expressions in the conversation? Can you find them? Yes, looking back, there you go. So, and looking back, and another one. But anyway, back to my story, and another one. When I think about it. And the last one. No. Actually, this is a description. It's not interrupting the story. This is describing. Oh my gosh. I didn't care how I looked back then. So it's not an expression to interrupt, and it's not an expression to come back. It's as part of the story. So there you go. We have those expressions right there. Right? We can practice a conversation here. What do you see on the screen?
A child.
A child. How can you describe the child?
He has messy hair.
Yeah, messy. What is the other word for messy?
That's what they say, scruffy looking?
Scruffy, yes. That's what it is, scruffy. What do you see this? What do you see here? A class picture.
Yes.
And these kids are in the front row. Front row. And what do you see here?
Bow tie.
Yeah, bow tie. That's good. Perfect, guys. Listen to more of their conversations. Whose conversation? Who are we talking about?
About Brad.
Brad and Arnold. Okay, who are they? They are these kids right here. Brad and Arnold. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So there I was in the front row with my hair sticking up and a hole in my shirt, right next to our teacher, Mr. Gray.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Looking back, he was a funny guy. Nice, but eccentric. He wore a bow tie and these little glasses, which he was always losing. But anyway, when we got the photos the following week, my mom took one look at them and cried.
She did? She actually cried?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I look back, picture day was the one day a year I looked good. It was a special day to her. So anyway, she took me to a photographer and had my picture taken there.
All right, so what we need to do is tell me what expressions did he say?
The first one, looking back.
Looking back?
Yeah.
Next?
But anyway.
Anyway?
By anyway.
Next, number 4 and 3.
When I look back.
Number 4.
So anyway.
What?
So anyway. So anyway.
Okay, listen and check.
Oh, yeah. So there I was in the front row with my hair sticking up and a hole in my shirt, right next to our teacher, Mr. Gray.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Looking back, he was a funny guy. Nice, but eccentric. He wore a bow tie and these little glasses, which he was always losing. But anyway, when we got the photos the following week, my mom took one look at them and cried.
She did? She actually cried?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I look back, picture day was the one day a year I looked good. It was a special day to her. So anyway, she took me to a photographer and had my picture taken there.
Guys, very good. Please write the correct answers in your book and let's move on. Tell me when you're finished.
Finished.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
What do you see here?
A family.
Yeah, a family. What are they doing?
They're having fun.
Yeah, they're having fun. What is this?
A team.
A team.
A team. And this?
A class.
A group.
A pregnant.
A class. Yeah, a pregnant girl. Yes. She might be the teacher. Do you have a similar story? All right. Homework will be, think about a story like this for us to share. You will need to go to your picture of, to your box of pictures and choose a picture, one picture. It could be from you, from your class, from school, a family picture, a team picture, whatever you want. Take a picture and write a story so you can share it to us tomorrow. Okay, guys? Yes? All right, you will need to show us your picture. You know, you will show it, you will share your screen so everybody can see your picture and you can talk to us about it.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you guys. We're finished for today. How was the class?
Very good.
I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. The homework, I will send you another piece of homework later on.
The 5 sentence.
I'm sorry?
The 5 or 10 sentence.
Yes, the 5 sentences and another slide. I forgot to put it up. I'll show it to you right now.
Teacher.
Yes, mister.
Can you repeat the homework about the pictures?
Yes. Look for a picture of yours. Look for a picture when you were in class, when you were a kid, a family picture, a class picture, a school picture, whatever picture you want to show us, a picture we need to see you. And you will tell us a story about the picture.
Okay, okay.
Okay, perfect. This is homework, guys. I will send you this slide. Daniel forgot his passport on his last vacation. Use the simple past, the past continuous, past perfect, or past perfect continuous. And I will give you the first one. The first one is, it what? Last August at the airport. The answer is, it happened.
Teacher, can you send us on the screen the picture?
Yes, I'll send you the picture so you guys can complete it as homework, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
What page is that, teacher?
It's not in the book.
Ah, okay.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget
We have
the homework.
three homework?
Three pieces of homework, yes.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.